Hi everyone, welcome back to Piet and Grada from the Purple House Wellness Center in Forth. And today we're doing our weekly talk on the liver. So we're going to spend the next 20 minutes just sharing a little bit of information about how you can keep your liver healthy and protected. The latest research on liver studies show that 30% or 32% of the world population suffers from what we call fatty liver, and
or non-alcoholic fatty liver.
Exactly. That's right. So this particular fatty liver, it baffles doctors and people because these people don't drink alcohol and yet they have fatty liver. So we have the answer for you. We know the root cause of fatty liver, and we're going to start there and work backwards. So Pete, what's the root cause of fatty liver? What's something that everybody does these days that wasn't happening 50 years ago?
The seed-based oils were introduced to the world about 50 or 60 years ago, and the whole world was convinced that saturated fats were bad for us and we needed to eat these healthy seed-based oils.
Mm-hmm. We're talking about margarines, all the yellow oils on the supermarket shelf.
Yeah. I was brought up on a dairy farm and my parents changed to margarines. India and Sri Lanka predominantly used coconut oil and ghee, which is the best saturated fats you can find. And they were convinced as well as a country, and they changed to runny oils. And you can see statistically with the graphs that disease, cancer, heart disease, all disease started going up the same trajectory as the introduction of or consumption of seed-based oils. It's and our cell membranes are made up of a mixture of saturated and unsaturated fats. So if we're eating a lot of runny seed-based oils, which omega-6 is prevalent in runny seed-based oils, we need a smidge of it. 50 years ago, the average person made about 1 to 2% of the calories from omega-6. It's supposedly one of the essential fatty acids. We have to eat it, but we only need a tiny amount of it. Today, the average person is making 25% of their calories from omega-6 because it's in every processed food.
It's in everything, even innocent, supposedly you could be buying butter. Sorry to interrupt you. The spreadable butter, people think, oh, that's healthy and it's got mixed with olive oil or something. It says on the... It's not. It's like 30% toxic oils. We just call it toxic oils now as well.
We saw a packet of that being used just yesterday, being spread, and I looked on the packet and 29% canola oil.
Canola oil is a toxic oil.
Spreadable duck river butter.
And it also makes people fat. So fatty liver, the liver uses fat storage also to store toxins somewhere like poisons that it doesn't know what to do with. So on top of, it's also like a protective mechanism. But I just want you to know, like Pete and I are old enough to remember the 1970s, right? I was born in the 1960s. We used to go to the beach in Europe all the time, and we really only saw like slim people. We didn't see many obese people, right? And now I think it's something like 30 to 40% as well of, say, Americans are obese, the same as Australia. I think Australia might be the highest obese country in the world, right? But here, this is what I want you to know. People today eating less sugar, believe it or not, than in those days. People are smoking less, people going to the gym more, they're more health conscious, they drink more water. What else are they doing?
The carbohydrate consumption has been coming down over the last 50 years.
So people are definitely getting more informed and really taking better care of their health than 50 years ago. But people are still getting fatter and fatter, and it's like all this visceral fat that sits around our organs is killing us, right? And it's also killing your liver. And enemy number one is these toxic oils. So please avoid them in the superfat. Even olive oil apparently is adulterated with canola oil.
Plus it does have a 10% linoleic acid content, omega-6 content. And as soon as the oil is out of the seed that it is in, it is oxidized. So oxidized fats are called trans fats. And I don't know if you've heard of trans fats, but they are the fats that cause all the inflammation in your body.
Pain and destruction and illness. It's called free radicals. I'm sure you've heard of free radicals. So free radicals are like all these particles in your body that are losing the plot. They're destroying, they're attacking your tissues, right?
Causing oxidation.
And your body, your immune system is always looking out for free radicals. It's like they're the terrorists in your body. And so the immune system has to mop them up.
And our cell membranes of every cell of the body are made up of oils and fats. And if we use those toxic oils to make cell membranes with, they sit in our body then for months and months and months.
Yeah, they're not replaced quickly.
Like our red cells, the cell membranes of red cells are replaced. Red cell is replaced every 4 months, 110 days. But there are other parts that take a lot longer to be replaced.
That's right. So if you choose to eat, let's say, processed food, you go out, like you even go and say to a family barbecue, people use toxic oils all the time. It hurts me to see, but Pete and I, we're already unpopular because we're telling people all the time, like, you should be careful with that, or make sure you don't put that in your body. And, in the end it becomes like, shoot the messenger, we're not popular anymore. Well, yeah. But the thing is, toxic oils are way, way worse for your body than sugar. And people are always going on about sugar. And I'm not saying that sugar is a good thing, like sugar and carbs are toxic to your body. But your body can get rid of sugar within, 24 hours or 48 hours, it gets rid of, if you binge on sugar, your body gets rid of that within a couple of days. Whereas if you just go out, say, for a meal and you have some French fries or whatever, they're of course cooked in toxic oil, and you think, oh, well, it doesn't matter because all week I'm eating healthy, but one lot of French fries marks up all your cell membranes for months, not just 48 hours. The
fat we store from sugar, which we do, we store too much sugar as stored fat. If we get our body to use that fat as energy, it's one of the best energy sources you can access if you stop eating for a little while.
So there's a link between toxic oil, so these are all the vegetable seed-based oil we're talking about, there's a link between that and massive hormone disruption in your body. So when people are doing everything right and they're still putting on 5 kilos a year, or gradually getting more and more obese, and people you see they're doing everything right, it's because their hormones are disrupted, because the cell membranes have hormone receptor sites, and the hormones know they're attracted to these sites. Your body creates hormones, and now these membranes are made from toxic oils, so all your hormones are also going to be toxic, which that creates not only issues in your tissues, in obesity, it also changes the way you experience your existence, like your existence as the person that you are today is clouded or colored, you could say, by your hormones, because your hormones form the lenses. Like we have happy hormones, we have hundreds of hormones. The happy hormones are just one lot that I'm talking about. So the whole hormonal train gets upset, and once the train is derailed, it's not that easy to get back on the rails, but it can be done, right? So in a minute we're going to offer you some solutions, but you can't, you can take all the pills and all the supplements and all the healthy lifestyle and do cold water plunges and all the rest, but if you still continue to eat toxic oils, it's still going to be unhealthy. That's the whole problem. And there are really, really good YouTubes today too from researchers or highly esteemed who have discovered all that, right? So you just need to do some research for yourself so that you own your own truth about this, because we can just give you snippets, that's about it. So the liver has to break down hormones, right? So especially, let's talk about a woman's body. The liver has a lot more work to do than in a man's body, because a woman's hormones, as you know, they go up and down like this. Every day it's different. You have your cycles, and even after menopause, I mean, it's still not, you're not on an even keel like guys are. So the liver filters your blood like every 3 minutes. It filters your entire blood system, and it tries to get rid of all the toxins, and it tries to get rid of all yesterday's and the day before the hormones, because today I have different hormones. And so it's just going to lose the plot eventually, and because it's totally overworked. That's the sad part, and it's not getting the support that it needs. Now, men, of course, they have their hormonal issues too. We talked about it yesterday, how there is this like a huge pandemic. Well, I should call it pandemic, but a huge, tsunami of men who are impotent, right? Or they have erectile dysfunction, which is a hormonal problem, of course, right? So that's also the toxic oils that are doing that. We didn't get a chance to talk about it last week, but all roads lead to Rome, and Rome being the toxic oils. And so quit doing that, and then you give your body a chance to recover. So what we suggest is you fill up on things like butter, ghee, and organic butter. You can get that from Coles. Ghee is really good. Macadamia nut oil is the best runny oil, isn't it, Pete?
Yeah, that's the best one you can find. It has 1 to 2% linoleic acid content, which gives you plenty.
Then also, of course, coconut oil is really, really healthy. You can get the coconut oil also, like, it's very cheap to buy from the supermarket. You get an organic one. And there's also the runny one, which is really, really good for your brain. What is called medium chain triglycerides.
MCT. Yeah.
So that's a really
and meat fats are good too.
All meat fats are good.
Years ago, when I was young, I can remember people carrying in big round lumps of
dripping or something.
Yeah, animal fat, and putting in deep fries.
That's right.
And then now they go glug, 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 glug with canola oil. And it's been one of the worst changes for our health that has occurred in history.
People say the seed oils have killed more people than all the world wars combined, right? And they must be avoided. There is no medicine, there's nothing that can remedy it.
But your liver loves good fats and good oils. It makes it work properly. And we need a good working liver and gallbladder system to digest the fats properly. But that bile that the liver gets rid of is the substance that digests the fats, but it's also the waste out of the body. So that liver filtering your blood every 3 minutes is getting all the toxins out of your system
through the bile.
The
bile is very, very caustic, to put in perspective if you're first time listening to us. So if you think of caustic soda, that gets rid of like heaps of grease and stuff, don't you? You wouldn't want to put caustic soda on your hands or anything like that. But anyway, our body, in a container of the gallbladder, it gets very, very alkaline, the bile, and it sterilizes your small intestine and your large intestines.
It neutralizes the acid as it leaves the stomach.
But when you have fatty liver, of course, it means your bile isn't flowing, so you need something to take. And we recommend beet flow. You take that to get your bile all runny and flowing, and that declogs the piping of your liver and gallbladder. So the liver has lots of little tubes. They're called the biliary tubes.
Dilates those bile ducts so the bile can flow properly.
I know. So good. So good. Like literally everyone needs today, after today's explanation, because you know that toxins are everywhere. And the worst toxins are the ones that people think they're healthy, like they're happily eating it, right? Happily giving it to the kids. I'm talking about the toxic oils. So iodine is really great for your liver too. So colloidal iodine.
And that's really essential for proper hormonal function.
Yeah.
The thyroid needs it, and the thyroid is in charge of a lot of hormonal.
But your liver needs it just as much because your liver is 80% lymphatic tissue, right? So the lymphatic system loves iodine. So if you don't want to drink it, you can put iodine on your skin. Normally we recommend 10 drops a day, so you put it on the top of your breasts, and then it also goes into the lymphatic system and your arms, or you can put it between your toes after a shower. So if you have a shower and then we have the webbing between our toes, you just put a little drop of iodine between each toe. That's 10 drops as well. That heals or clears up your lymphatic system, and your liver will absolutely love you for that as well. So then we also recommend a really good enzyme like digestive. We also normally have Omnizyme, but Omnizyme, there's a bit of a glitch in the production line. Digestive is even better than Omnizyme for the time being. Just get stuck into the digest. So enzymes help your lymphatic system as well, right?
Plus they have lipase, which is the enzyme to help break down fats.
Yeah.
So that'll help your body
and your liver
start breaking down the fats as well. Yeah.
All right. So because with the liver, you've heard of the term, shit on the liver, or she has shit on the liver, or he has shit on the liver, or get rid of it, blah, blah, blah. But it's absolutely true. You can only be as happy as your liver is, basically, because if your liver is overworked and underpaid, your blood's going to be toxic. The toxic blood goes through your brain. Your thinking is going to be clouded. You're probably going to have brain fog, and you're going to be triggered all the time and show your worst behavior, right? And when the real person is actually hiding underneath all of that. So you can't be happy, friendly, and cheerful if your internal organs are at war with each other. Because if your liver isn't functioning properly or it's working too hard, then your kidneys have to filter the blood anyway. They're another filtering system. Your thyroid filters your blood as well. I mean, all the other filtering systems then have to step up. All right, I didn't show Pete this, but anyway. Immunosymbiotic is awesome, so that builds up your microbiome, which is your immune system.
Which is really essential to be replenishing that every day of your life, because for some reason we kill those off, and having a gut full of good bacteria is essential for our immune system. 80% of our immune system belongs to it, and actually 90% of our happy hormones, which serotonin, is produced in a nice healthy gut full of good bacteria. So keeping our liver happy, our stomach happy, our gut happy is
key to a long, healthy, happy life.
And that is the central pillar of good health for all the other major organs and our whole body.
Absolutely, totally get it. So that's it in a nutshell. I want you to know that your liver is completely and totally healed and replaced, renewed I should say. Every 6 to 8 weeks you have a new liver, right? Which is amazing. Like, that should give you so much hope. If you're listening to us and thinking, oh well, I've been eating toxic oils all my life, how do I get rid of it? Well, you will. You just have to start today.
If someone needs a liver transplant, they can give 1/6 of the liver from a donor, and it will grow a new liver.
Which is just amazing. So I think we should all be like appreciative of our own inner workhorse, which is under, so it's like there under
the right
rib cage, and I often just hold my liver with my hand and give it some nice warm energy and say thank you to my liver. I'm sure my liver is really healthy. So we only talked about toxic oils today and other poisons and what you can do. But of course we know there are lots of toxins in your drinking water. There are toxins everywhere, right? We're just bombarded all from everywhere. It comes out of the soil, it's in rainwater, comes out of the tap, it's even in your organic vegetables, so it's supposedly...
Our body is bombarded with as many toxins in one day now as our grandparents were their whole lifetime. So our environment is just full of toxins.
But we don't want to just be so negative.
But we need to keep our livers healthy so our bodies can be.
Well, that's right, because back
get rid of those.
Our grandparents didn't have all the good stuff that we have today as well.
Well, they did. They grew all their own food and they ate it all. They ate the fat. They ate everything that they grew.
I know, but they didn't have all the good happy things that we have now, right? So I mean, they didn't have beet flour, for instance, if their livers were stuffed, right? Which now we have all really good supplements and this information that you can. But now, what we can't afford to be ignorant anymore. Like our grandparents probably didn't question anything. They just copied their parents and so on. Today, you can't live like this anymore.
We have to take responsibility for our own health.
Because ignorance is disease and illness now. It's pain and illness. And especially if you're a parent, you have to look after your own body first. But if you have children and so on, you're also a little bit responsible for your kids, right? So anyway. There's a Dr. Chris Nobbs who did a YouTube of the history of runny oils, and you should watch it. It will convince you to get rid of most of the seed-based runny oils out of your diet. We can put the link in the article. Okay. We'll put an article below the video. We also have lots and lots of free ebooks, like this is what you can eat instead, the Purple House smoothie that's been popular for years now, like 15 years probably nearly.
You can download that free.
Ultimate Fertility Boost book, that's free. Wellness Guide book. Then we have about 10 different kinds of free ebooks. Please download them. That gives you a synapse of everything that we told you today, plus much more, of course. And become your own best health advocate. Also, please come and book in for a session. So, Peter, the clinic is open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our friendly team is here to answer your questions on the phone, so you can talk to them and feel free to talk. They can, guide you in the right direction. They can tell you if you need a treatment or whatever you need. They're there to help you. And if you've been feeling a bit stuck and unhappy in your health for quite some time, there may be some imbalances that I could point you in the right direction with a full health audit or a full health analysis. It's just like doing a business audit, and you don't leave anything unturned. Peter does it with a full health audit, so it's like no stone unturned, like no cell unturned. Like he looks at your cells, and then he looks at the mechanisms that are working behind your body that create your cell health, and then he can pinpoint exactly where you're falling apart, or maybe you're not falling apart at all. Maybe you just need a tiny little bit of, tiny course correction. That could be the case as well. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Have a really wonderful week, and we'll have a different topic next week. Okay, bye for now.